The following reading is entitled Infant Jesus. It is from the Koran and found in the anthology Ayat Jamila, Beautiful Signs, a treasury of Islamic wisdom for children and parents. The Prophet Imran and his wife were blessed to have a child during their old age. In recognition of this miracle and out of thankfulness, they dedicated the child to the service of God while still in her mother's womb. The child was born a girl who they named Maryam, or Mary. As a girl dedicated to the service of God, she grew up studying and worshiping in the temple, away from the distractions of daily life. One day, the angel Gabriel appeared to her and said, "I am a messenger from Allah. I am here to announce that you will have a son." She answered him, "How can I have a son when no man has ever touched me and I am not an immoral woman?" The angel replied, "So it shall be. Your God says, 'It is easy for me, and we will make him a sign for mankind and a show of grace to them.' And this matter has already been decreed." With this message delivered, the angel disappeared. As Mariam's pregnancy developed, she left the temple for a distant oasis so the people wouldn't see her pregnant and gossip about her. When it was time to deliver the baby, the labor pains were very strong, and she eventually found herself at the base of a palm tree. As the pain became almost unbearable, she cried out, "I wish that I had died before this and was unknown and forgotten." Then a voice called from under her, "Do not grieve. Allah has provided a cool stream beneath your feet, and if you shake the palm tree, ripe dates will fall for you. So eat and drink and cool your eyes. And if you see anyone, you shall not speak." She named the baby Isa. After she recovered from the birth, she returned to the town from which she had come. When the people saw her carrying her son in her arms, they said, "Oh, Mariam, you are coming with something unbelievable to us. Your father wasn't a wicked man, and your mother wasn't an immoral woman." Mariam was still not speaking, so she pointed to the baby. The people were incredulous and said, "How can we talk to a baby?" To their surprise, Jesus answered them, saying, "I am indeed a servant of Allah. He has commanded me to pray and give alms as long as I shall live. He has commanded me to honor my mother. Peace was upon me on the day I was born, and the day I shall die, and the day I shall be raised up again." Such was Isa, the son of Mariam.
A mysterious birth, as told by Isa's mother. Christmas is recognized around the world. I think what that means these days is that Santa goes everywhere. Relatives show up during the holidays. They gather from near and afar to celebrate the birth of Jesus. Unitarian Universalists have joined this celebration for years. It is one of the 2 times a year UUs get closest to their Christian roots. The other time is at Easter. You have most likely heard the story of Christmas as told from the book of Luke or Matthew. perhaps heard those accounts many times. I know I have been through that text on a regular rotation at this time of the year. But tonight we're going to shift away from the Christian scriptures and look at the account of the birth of Jesus in the Koran. Now there is in this congregation an affirmation of Islam. We not only have Muslim members, we have a good relationship with a neighborhood mosque and several other Muslim communities in this area. Yet while we affirm Islam, it is another step to learn more about the Muslim faith. You never really know a person or a movement if you have not heard from them. They say the best way to become friends is to sit down and dine together. That's why salesmen invite their customers out to dinner and conversation. Muslims understand Christianity. They know the world that they are living in. But they have also told me, and I've heard it year after year, in location after location, that Christians know very little about Islam. This has been true for many generations. And I believe that this service tonight is an effort to establish some parity with our Muslim sisters and brothers. Because a step into a more knowledgeable awareness of who they are and what they believe might be of benefit to our ability to work with them and support them if that is needed. This is why we open to the birth of Jesus in the 19th Surah of the Koran, Surah Maryam. Please note that Mary is Maryam and Jesus is Isa. Now, during these last few weeks, I have met a number of Muslims and shared with them that the Christmas Eve service would feature Surah 19. They were all very appreciative of hearing this news. I think it was unexpected to each and every one of them. But one of them in particularly really struck me. He clasped my hand, held it tightly, and said, "Thank you, thank you. You are working to bridge a divide at the same time as many are trying to build walls between people. We are all the same," he said to me, "all the same. Thank you." And it is in that spirit that I invite you in this very short ministerial message this evening to listen to a mysterious birth as told by Isa's mother, for it will go on with the text from the Quran and carols interspersed. This may be somewhat puzzling, a bit of a mystery, especially as the text combines with the carols you know. Think of this, if you will, as a growing edge, a time for exploration and discernment. And I invite France Giddings to step forward to read from Surah Maryam.
And remember Mary in the book, when she withdrew from her family to an eastern place, and she veiled herself from them. Then we, God, sent unto her our spirit, the angel Gabriel, and it assumed for her the likeness of a perfect man. She said, I seek refuge from thee in the compassionate, i.e. God, if you are reverent. He said, I am but a messenger of thy Lord to bestow upon thee a pure boy. She said, how shall I have a boy when no man has touched me, nor have I been unchaste? He said, thus shall it be. Thy Lord says, it is easy for me. And it is thus that we might make him a sign unto mankind and a mercy from us. And it is a matter decreed.
Thank you.
So she conceived him and withdrew with him to a place far off, and the pangs of childbirth drove her to the trunk of a date palm. She said, would that I had died before this and was a thing forgotten, utterly forgotten. So he called out to her from below her, grieve not, thy Lord has placed a rivulet beneath you, and shake toward thyself the trunk of the date palm. Fresh, ripe dates shall fall upon thee. So eat and drink and cool thine eyes. And if thou seest any human being, say, verily, I have vowed a fast unto the compassionate, so I shall not speak this day to any man.
Please be seated.
Then she came with him, the infant Jesus, unto her people, carrying him. They said, O Mary, thou hast brought an amazing thing. O sister of Aaron, thy father was not an evil man, nor was thy mother unchaste. Then she pointed to him, Jesus. They said, how shall we speak to one who is yet a child in the cradle? He, Jesus, said, truly, I am a servant of God. He has given me the book and has made me a prophet. He has made me blessed wherever so I may be, and has enjoined upon me prayer and almsgiving so long as I live, and has made me dutiful toward my mother. And he has not made me domineering, wretched. Peace be upon me the day I was born, the day I die, and the day I am raised alive. That is Jesus, son of Mary, a statement of the truth which they doubt.
And one from the Islamic tradition, Hafiz, has shared with us the words, the door to God. Where is the door to God? In the sound of a barking dog, in the ring of a hammer, in the drop of rain, in the face of everyone I see. As we go today, may we open ourselves to the many doors inviting us in. Blessed be, go in peace, enjoy the holiday season.